Vanakkam. Now, I am going to cover NPA with reference to cash credit advances and overdraft advances. See, before going to that, I want to say once again that if NPA, if you are not reporting it properly, or if you are not caring about NPA classification, then the auditor is responsible for the wrong classification. You have to face the consequences from RBI as well as from the central government as well as from our insured. So if anyone who comes to our office or if they are coming to the branch while you are doing the audit, either from the regional office or from the zonal office or from anywhere, you should not yield to any pressure. They can request you, sir, kindly don't classify this advance as NPA. Don't yield to anything. If you are thinking that that account is fit case to be classified as NPA, then you have to classify it. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. Please don't yield to any pressure. Don't yield to any request. You have to save your certificate. You need not bother about it because this is not a one-day problem. You are the right person to identify NPA. So let me start once again with the cash credit or OD NPA classification. Before going to that, once again I'll say that for the leap year, the 1st January is the cutoff date. For non-leap years, 2nd January is the cutoff date. Since this is the year for 2020, I'll take the NPA cutoff date is 1/1/2020. So step 1 or anything, first I want to say any loan sanctioned on or after any CC loan or OD loan sanctioned on or after 1/1/2020, you need not bother. All loans will definitely become standard. Don't worry, you need not classify, you need not look into those accounts from the NPA angle. So you have to take care of the loans sanctioned on or before 1/1/2020. So I'm going to go step by step in CC. So first stage of NPA classification with reference to CC or OD, any working capital for this basis, even for packing credit loan, for bill discounting, even for crystallized bill, everything, the due date is important. Due date of the loan is important. So with reference to CC or OD, any loan sanctioned on or before 1/1/2020, you have to do the step 1. First thing you have to see the interest debited for the period from 1/1/2020 to 31/3/2020. You have to add all interest. All interest includes penal interest also. You have to add all interest. Don't add processing charge, don't add insurance and other charges debited into the account. You have to add only the interest debited in the account. Then see the credit side of that cash credit. You see, you have to add all the credits from 1/1/2020 to 31/3/2020. Then you have to compare. If the amount paid into the account exceeds the interest debited in the account, then that advance you have to classify as standard. If the interest exceeds the amount paid into the account, that means interest is not serviced. In that case, thus cash credit account or OD account, you have to classify as NPA. So here you have to do only 2 exercises. You have to add only interest debited for the period from 1/1/2020 to 31/3/2020. Second thing, you have to add all the amount remitted into the account. You have to see that it is from the genuine source. Genuine source means sometimes some bankers may manipulate the credit into the account. You have to add only the genuine credit into the account. Then you have to compare. If the amount paid exceeds the interest debit, then you have to classify that account as standard. Otherwise, it should be treated as NPA. This is the step number 1. That is first method of verification of cash. Second thing, on any one particular day, that is for the period from 1/1/2020 to 31/3/2020, on any one particular day, the limit, that is outstanding balance, should fall below the sanction limit. In case the sanction limit is 10 lakhs, on any one particular day, it should fall below 10 lakhs. So this is the second thing you have to see. Normally what bankers they will do, they will put other persons into the cash credit account so that the balance for that advance will be less than the sanction limit. On the next day, they will post another entry saying that wrong credit into the account. So that's why I already said only the genuine interest, genuine amount paid into the account only you have to consider. And so on any one particular day, the limit should fall below the sanction limit. I think 2 points I've explained. Third thing, there will be the outstanding for the period from 1/1/2020 to 31/3/2020 fall below the sanction limit, but there is a debit in the interest, debit in the form of interest in that account. And if there is no credit or the credit is not sufficient to cover the interest debited, then that account, that advance, you have to treat it as substandard or NPA. Once again, I am saying outstanding balance falls below the sanction limit. This is step 1 you have to see. Then in that you have to add all the interest debit. As usual, you have to add all the amount paid into the account. You have to compare. The amount paid into the account should cover the amount debited in the form of interest. Then if the payment receipt exceeds the interest debited, then that means interest is serviced. You need not bother. You have to classify that advance as standard. Otherwise, you have to classify that advance as NPA. Then fourth stage, fourth point in CC account or OD account, you have to arrive at the drawing power. What is drawing power? Drawing power means stock. Normally 75% of the stock will be financed by bank and 25% is your limit, is your own fund. As usual, debtors. So you have to arrive at these 75% of stock, or normally with reference to debtors it is 60%. Or it is based on the sanction letter. You have to see everything only in the form of sanction letter. You have to study the sanction letter carefully. Then you have to add only the stock, that is only the paid stock. What is paid stock? Paid stock means if there is any creditors in the purchases, you have to eliminate. Only the paid stock you have to add. So you have to arrive at the DP. If the drawing power, DP, that is DP is called as drawing power. If the DP is not, you have to arrive at the DP. If the DP falls short of the sanctioned outstanding limit, then for the continuous period of 90 days, that is for the period from 1/1/2020 to 31/3/2020, if the DP falls short of the outstanding balance continuously for entire 90 days, then you have to treat that CC or OD as NPA. This is a thing with reference to DP. And sometimes the limit is not renewed. So here the limit renewal concept comes into the picture. A cash credit loan or OD loan has to be renewed within a period of 180 days from the date of sanction. But everything you have to look into the sanction letter. Whatever sanction letter says, based on that you have to renew. So normally it is 180 days from the due date. Suppose if any CC is renewed for 1 year, from that date, say if it is for 36, from there you have to add 180 days. If the loan limit is CC limit is not renewed within that date, then you have to treat that advance as NPA. Normally, what bankers do, they will do temporary extension or some ad hoc extension. That manner they'll do. Any extension they do, they can do it, but only for a period of 180 days. Within 180 days, they have to renew the account. Otherwise, that account you have to treat it as NPA. That is renewing. That is not renewing of the limit. It is to be treated as NPA. So that is NPA. With reference to NPA, it is 180 days. Then non-submission of stock statement. Here there's a problem. Sometimes in the middle, say you have to calculate for any financial year from April, May, June to 31st March. Suppose May, June, July stock statements they have not submitted. Other stock statements they have submitted. In that case also, since the account has already become NPA because of non-submission of stock statement for the 90 days, you have to classify those advance as NPA. Normally, you have to calculate the period from 1/1/2020 to 31/3/2020. That means November stock statement. Normally, the stock statement, as per the sanction letter of most of the banks, they say that within 7th of the following month, you have to submit the stock statement. In that case, November stock statement you have to submit before 7th of December. From there, it is 90 days. So November stock statement, if it is not submitted before 31/3/2020, then you have to classify that advance as CC advance as substandard or NPA. So submission of stock statement also plays a very vital role, and the same concept applies to agricultural CC also. Agricultural cash credit advances also, you have to do the same exercise, but the period is 1/1/2019. For general, it is 1/1/2020. So once again, I'll repeat, you have to see the amount interest debited, compare that with the amount credited into the account. This is first thing. Second thing, on one particular day, the limit should fall below the sanctioned limit. If that is not there, then you have to classify that advance as NPA. Then, if no credit into the account, though the limit falls below the sanction limit, in that case also, then you have to classify that advance as NPA. Then, if the limit is not renewed within 180 days, then you have to classify that advance as NPA. So drawing power, if it falls below the sanction limit or outstanding balance, then in that case also you have to classify that advance as NPA. Temporary extension should also be done within it can be extended only up to 180 days. Even in that case also, if the limit is not renewed, that is within 180 days from the due date of loan, then you have to classify that advance as NPA. Then stock statement non-submission also leads to NPA classification. So these are the things you have to be very, very careful. For agricultural cash credit also, you have to do the same exercise, as well as for the credit card also. Any loan, any cash credit loan or working capital limit, you have to see the due date. In case for packing credit loan, you have to go according to the packing credit for a particular bill. If that is not regularized, that is, packing credit loan should be closed out of the goods exported in the form of bills. Bills you have to discount or send for collection. Everything you have to regularize out of the bills sent for collection or out of the bills discount. If it is not regularized within a period of 90 days, then you have to classify those advances as NPA. Even for crystallization of bills. Crystallization of bills means sometimes the bills have been sent for collection or bills have been discounted, sent for collection, the bills have not been realized, then bankers will close those bills out of Indian funds. Then that type of process is called crystallization. So that from the date of crystallization, the loan should be closed within 90 days. So everything is you have to follow. that the loan should be regularized within a period of 90 days. So the NPA cutoff date plays a very, very important role. That is 1/1/2020 is the NPA cutoff date. And you have to take another thing. That is, NPA has to be calculated on borrower concept and not on limit concept. It is not facility concept, it is on borrower concept. Suppose if any CC, cash credit loan, has become NPA, then you have to classify the term loan and other loans in for that party, for that borrower as NPA. So NPA is basically, it's a borrower concept and not facility concept. This is the thing you have to bear in mind. Normally we will skip jewel loan. So the party might have become NPA customer because of CC, but if the CC customer has already got jewel loan, then you have to classify those advances as NPA. That is jewel loan also, though it is secured, though it is while honor, even honor after 1/1/2020, you have to classify those advances as NPA. So if any new NPA is being identified, you have to do unrealized interest calculation. That I will explain in the another video. This is with reference to cash credit loan. Anyone got any doubt, you are free to give your comment. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube, and I am Ravindran, chartered accountant from Salem, and you are welcome for your suggestion, and I'll meet you in the NPA video number 3, which covers the other points. That is with reference to all other NPA points I'll cover in the next video. And thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you. Nandri.